everyone. We're back. I'm just starting a bit late, fashionably today, but we're gonna get to it nonetheless. So we got a new rule, guys, and it's important for me to communicate this because I screwed up yesterday after very good trades. Why? Because I made a mistake I plan on not making again, which is leaving overnight trades. So the rule goes like this: we do not leave open trades overnight unless they are already after profit and stop loss in profit. So we do not leave overnight trades unless after TP, right? And stop loss. So I had a few good trades yesterday with some shorts I announced on my Twitter, and my P&L was up. But what did I do after before going to sleep? I decided, oh, okay. So look, let me show you why this faked me out. Okay, and this is a problem with trend lines. And this is how I was trading before. You see this trend line with these 2 points. This was very useful over here, midday yesterday for a short, right? And I was taking the shorts on TIA and on Trump, I guess, and on Pi, and my P&L was up. But then what happened before I went to sleep? This thing happened, right? It found support here at a higher low, and then it broke this trend line. So my assumption over here is that, okay, this is most likely a retest, and we're going to head higher again to test this order block. But obviously, this was a fake out, and that is what caused my trade now to be stopped out. I entered, you can see, a long on XRP here, got stopped out here below this low, and that was that. And I lost all that I've gained with the shorts and more. Same here. I went long on AXBT, got up here below the low, and now we're at the same point. So what I'm trying to say, guys, is that if you're not going to monitor your trades actively, unless you have, like, ideally, right, you want to work on your setup, set your orders, and then forget it. You don't want to be looking at the charts all the time. But I do feel that I'm not yet at that stage. So again, let's try today and see what we're at, okay? Okay, so I think that we might be breaking down here, guys. Let's see. So this is trying to break this level, as you can see, but this break of this level was actually a fake out. So essentially, my bias for today is still going to be on the short side, unless we break this confidently, right? If we break this confidently, then it's up. But you see, after this breakdown here, we haven't yet been able to reclaim this level, which is now acting as kind of resistance. And so that's my bias is still slightly bearish. Don't forget that we come here from this huge area. This is the area that I think is going to react now as support for the longer term. And so I would be looking at this area for a potential re-entry into the market, either here, from here to here. Let's see where, if we go to the daily, right, we want to find nice down candle that initiated this move. The last down candle on the daily that initiated this move was right here. So this would be on the daily where I would be looking for Bitcoin to create support. This was obviously going to fake everyone out, saying, okay, it's over, pack it up, boys. But this area over here can now provide work as support, as this bullish order block indicates. Right? So this anywhere between 88 and 85, I think we might be finding a bottom, but it might come back down to retest this, and it might even break it, and it might still be bullish, right? Unless we break this support. As long as we're above this, essentially this is still an uptrend, right? Let me put it very strictly here, 70. As long as we're above 70 for Bitcoin, long term, bullish. That's it. Only breaking below this would start to get me worried. So on the short term, what are we looking at, guys? I think we're failing to break out of this trend, right? Maybe I was faked out because maybe it was too tight. But as you can see, we're making lower highs and lower lows on the short term, right? We're still seeing if we're trying to put here a higher low here. Just a minute. Is this one to be a higher low? Not sure. Could be. It could be. But again, unless we start breaking these levels and making a higher high, my bias is still gonna be slightly to the downside. Now let's remove some of these levels and play something that we know from Trader Main as Monday's range. This is what we're gonna look at now to give us a better picture of what should we be looking at. So let's go to the daily, right? Zoom in. Today's a Tuesday, and that means that we already have Monday's range. So what we do is we're gonna mark Monday's high. We're gonna mark Monday's open, and then Monday's close. Today's close. Right. So this is a range. So the question is, are we going to come here and tap Monday's low here around, where is this? Okay, let's delete this. Are you going to tap Monday's low at 93? If so, then that is kind of a short trade right here, right? All the way to this level, 93. Are we going to get it? I don't know, but we might try to play it, right? Or are we going to come up to test this Monday's high? Let's paint them differently so that we understand where we're dealing with. Now, this is a tight range, right? It's not that much to play with. Monday. So we're below Monday's open. Again, guys, this makes me believe that I have this builds my bias as a bearish one. Although we are in this same range, we're consolidating, right? An update regarding Trencher, I think it's still looking good, still consolidating here. It hasn't broken out, but hasn't dumped completely. So it's still a meme coin, guys, but it's looking good. It's looking that it wants to break out of this kind of range. Is making like a higher pattern within this kind of pattern. So if we raise this to the new kind of a round 1 cent, right? This is going to be its new challenge, and it's kind of doing another rising wedge, right? So overall, I look at this as a like a bullish pattern within a consolidation pattern. So I'm liking this so far. It has some healthy price action. So we'll see if we can break the cent. If we can break the cent, it can maybe do some serious moves. But let's see until then. On this side of the fence, I am still leaning bearish. See, most of things are down. The problem is, where do you enter, right? Because the short was like right here at the retest of this range. When I was faked out, that was the best time to go short instead of going long, and that's why I got stopped out. But now we're consolidating here, and the big question becomes: are we going to break this 93 level? Now you see we've touched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the question is: are we going to go higher, or are we going to try to break this again? So again, my bias for today is still going to be bearish. I did some good bearish trades yesterday, but wasn't that good. So as you can see now on the S&P, let's look at the Nasdaq, right? Because I think it's easier for me to analyze. Let's put out this indicators for the smart money concepts of Lux Algo. You can see them here, right? So yeah, you can see we've done a very good move here. I think we've found our bottom for the Nasdaq, maybe, but still, this little thing probably wants to retest this resistance over here, turn it into support, right? So most likely we can come down for this retest over here. Right now we're still on the world that is correlated, and now finally let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. It's creeping up again, which reinforces my bearish bias, guys. This is trying to, you see, this is kind of breaking out of this range again, putting up another bull flag. Let's mark the bull flag here. This is not good for alts, guys. This is not good for all our bags. Like, there are some outliers, but if this breaks out here, this is bad. This means that, Bitcoin's probably going to dump to 80 something, but also going to keep getting destroyed. So that is what's going to create my bias for today. We're going to look for options to short. Not right now. We probably want to see a bounce, but that is going to be my bias for today. We see this breaking down. This also, I had a great short. Stop me around here. So the question is, what coins do you look at? So once you get a bias, what I want to do is I want to see the weaker coins than Bitcoin, right? So let's see. Right now, one of the weakest ones is Curve. Let's see why. If it's breaking key support levels, we're going to make use of that. As you see, I am down now thanks to my today's boo-boo, and so I have to be very careful with this trade, and I want it to be a 5-to-1 risk reward. So I think this might break down, but this is already gone up a bunch. It's showing some weakness. Is it a 5-to-1 move? Maybe. Let's see other ones. Now these are strong coins. When I'm looking for charts, I do want to see coins that are not don't have strong fundamentals and that have a very strong potential dump in them. So it's going down. Trump did go down. You see, stopped me out very, very, very roughly over here. I had a great short here. It came up to here, stopped me out at break even, and then it's continuing down. They have huge unlocks, guys. Trump is dumping the Trump team's dumping 5.5 million at these prices every single day. And so I don't know why people would be buying this coin unless you're building on being a top 100 holder and gaining some political power by being in Mar-a-Lago for. So I guess for those type of investors, they don't mind this coin going down. But for us, I think this is a good entry. This is a good shorting opportunity. This one and Pi, the things that are like that. In my view, they are trending towards zero, anyways. Right? Let's look at this. Yeah, Pi is also breaking down. Actually, had a great short yesterday, and then it just took me out here. Break even. So I guess that's what we're gonna do, guys. Yeah, this looks even worse than Trump. Trump can dump 20% to the $8 level, but this puppy over here, this can do some serious damage. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at Bitcoin if it's dumping, and we're gonna see that trading over here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna now enter this trade. The stop loss over here, hoping for a 5-to-1 risk reward ratio. Let's enter a trade just above here, see if we can get a better entry. We don't do market buys, guys, because it's just not good. Okay, the protection order would be 571, or actually 5899. That's good because that allows us to do two orders, right? So we'll do one here. This is going to be our stop loss over here. And then we'll do another one as a market buy just in case that this thing is just not going to go up again. And this is just, where it dumps, which is less likely, but still. So yeah, it's the one here. Another one here. This is $50. 897. 896. Yeah, and this is gonna be it, guys. We need to make a 5.5-to-1 risk reward. Let's see if we get this one, or we just if this collapses over here, we'll just be getting one order. Maybe we get it on the retest. But my trading idea here is that this is going to most likely, as Bitcoin comes down to the lower Monday range, this might break this support level and give us a good profitable short. So I'm short pi. This is basically where we're at today. So hope we get a good one. This was working yesterday and stopped me at a profit. Again, this little fake out changed my bias, and that's what I hate about trend lines, right? It has gotten me wrecked much more than what it is, because it's working, but it's not it's not psychologically accurate, and you can see it by here. So playing the levels is much better than saying obviously this was a fake out. It did change my bias right after going to bed, and that was a mistake, because clearly we're not just ramming through it and going to test this order block, but we're also not being able to break this support level. So that's the question, guys. Are we going to keep grinding and moving up, or are we going to break this level? Monday was yesterday. I think we have some news coming, so I'll check that out. Let me see what the calendar is. Interest rate decision may greatly impact federal rates. Interest rate decisions may greatly impact. Okay, when do we have FOMC? Litecoin plunges after ETF delay. Hmm. Where is Litecoin? LTC, wow, down 8%. Nice. That would have been a good short. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right here. Yesterday. Good stuff. Where are we at now? $80. Listen, if eventually Litecoin ETF gets approved, this is gonna put up a runner, because Litecoin is there. So it's not a scam. You don't expect nobody expect anyone to build anything on Litecoin. So they are the ones that kind of behave less a currency. So it's kind of the branding is kind of the silver to Bitcoin's gold, right? And those things can work. So let's see what we have in store. Why hasn't this fallen? This BCH thing. Right. How do we like BCH for short, guys? Hmm. So if we're bearish Bitcoin and Bitcoin dominance is rising, trying to break out of this range, maybe a short on Bitcoin Cash makes sense. Let's see BCH. It's already a forgotten coin, man. Like, who's gonna take over? Like, Joe, only Roger Ver has the power to tweet something and maybe make it pump, but not building on it, because he's worried enough with his own court case. So let's see how this is looking. I see hasn't yet fallen as a rest, but it's not looking that strong either, right? It's like facing resistance over here, the 360 level. So I think this is a good risk reward ratio, guys. This if our bias is bearish and we see that this is struggling to clear this 360 and we're at 359, we could put a slight stop loss of $2, but the downside can be huge. We can come retest these levels. $20. So that's already a 10 to 1 RR. Or we can come retest even this one, 320, right? So I think that makes sense for me. This would be the optimal short position, and I'm gonna take it right here. If we put our stop loss over here, right, over this recent highs, and we can drag it all the way. I don't know. This is the conservative one. There's already a good RR, five Rs, but if we get here, that's already starting to be like a 10 risk reward ratio. So I like this setup. I'm gonna take it on Binance Perps. Let's see how it goes. And yeah, wish us luck with this trade, guys. You see, the thing I don't like is that this is making like it broke this structure and it's making kind of a high. So the question is, are we betting on this to break a high or to come down and test, right? It's in the short term, like making a move, an attempt for that. So let's see where our bearish order blocks are here. They're all the way here. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Let's take the short over here, guys. I'll let you know how it goes. If we do break this recent high, I'm gonna quit this trade. So it's a tight stop loss. I think for me is a good risk reward. See how it goes. This is gonna be my order. I got a risk a $10,000 trade, and our stop loss is gonna be around 361.99. Yeah, this is gonna be the short trade. I do hope it plays out. Let's see how it goes. The trade profit's gonna be at change. Right, let's see if we get it. Placing the order now. See if we get filled here. So our kind of way of thinking is that this is going to break out. This hasn't yet filled. This is in slight profit. And this Bitcoin cash short is going to play out. Let's see where we're at here. Let's go down to the shorter time frames. Get all this indicators off. And yeah, this is basically where we want to enter the trade, betting on Bitcoin Cash not being able to break out of this level, right? That's a bet. Remember, however you want to look at it, when you're trading, you're always kind of betting. So let's see if we can get it here. And change it slightly. you have this is a great feature, right? Well, not that great, but it's called Chase. So oh, so it's breaking out right now. Maybe I just gonna get stopped out immediately because this might actually play out to the bullish side, which is weird because this would be the only. Let me see. This would be the only bullish coin in the entire market, Bitcoin Cash. Do you believe it? I don't know. Okay. Let's see. If it breaks out, then I'll just be immediately stopped out, guys. But it's a tight stop, so we'll have to wait and see. What do you think of Bitcoin Cash, guys? Are you bullish? Are you bearish? It's a weird coin. I just see every single coin out down and Bitcoin Cash up. And so my thoughts were, okay, this is probably gonna catch up with a delay. But what the other scenario is that this is just the outlier, right? All the markets going up and Bitcoin Cash is going up. So and that's what's that's what's gonna be for now. But I have my doubts, guys. Let's see. If it does break out, then I'm gonna be stopped out. I think there's not gonna be too much damage on this stop because it's pretty tight. So yeah, let's see. All right, guys, those are my setups. We've been almost 30 minutes on this live stream. Um, let me know what your thoughts are. If you think this is gonna break down, or break up. Right now, my bias is for the downside again for the short term. So that's why I'm playing this day, and I got my lessons learned from today, from yesterday. Don't leave if you're if you're positioning like I'm doing with this trencher thing. Well, you leave it, right? You want to see what's going on. But if you're doing day trade, just don't leave overnight orders unless you're pretty sure that they're gonna play out. Those are my tips for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys tomorrow again. All right. See you guys. Have a great day.